Um, I think other than that, maybe for the effort of time, I'll probably just skip the ranking and Naruto Kages, and we'll close out the anime segment with most toxic thing you've heard from a fan base.
Hmm. Anybody want to start? Because I already got mine.
I got a list of things. It's hard to pick just one, so mine might be an amalgamation of weird things, but I'll just do it. So my thing is just I'm not gonna say a particular phrase, but I think it came out in this Shikamaru thing too. But it's a very common thing in the anime community. This a person is a goat because I like that one fight he had comment.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people love to ride certain characters, and like Shikamaru is a light example because he still kind of deserved the respect he got. But a lot of characters get overhyped in the world off of fights that we think are dope and not because of what they actually accomplished in the series. And it creates a whole toxic thing because the community just likes to shut down any counter argument you have for that person without actually looking that they don't have the shit behind them. Like the stilo isn't there. None of the facts are there that they're saying. You just like that one fight.
I
And
would
I can
agree
go
with that
on and on with the list.
150%.
Yeah, I can go on and on with the list of characters people like to use, but they're there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of salty. I ain't think of that one. Thank you for thinking of it.
Yeah.
That should be annoying. Niggas be goating bullshit. Like, oh, this nigga the goat. What he do? He won that one fight.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of
That's
here,
it.
man. I'm like the only nigga I go for that with is Choji because he bagged him a black girl at the end. I'm goating him for that. And can't nobody tell me shit.
Hey, that fight was still hard though. But I never. But you see how Choji never come up in no Naruto versus because we still know where to place that nigga. It's like you had a hard fight, bro, but that shit ain't working on the rest of the niggas.
Right?
It's working on big, swole, dumb nigga that you used it on. But anybody with smart saying, "Oh, okay, he's super strong and fast. Cool. Bye."
Right?
Like,
I'm hide on this nigga.
right?
I think my fan base thing that I gotta say, and this came up because people been telling me to watch JoJo's. I finally watch it, and it's the overhyping of JoJo strats, and it's not just MGG. Before people start saying this a ploy for me to come at the CEO, no, it's a lot of people in the community, and like I'd have run across JoJo's fans. I think I first heard about JoJo's in like 2012, maybe, and I've been hearing this since 2012. It's goaded. It's this. The strat's crazy. Then I get on. I watch two and a half seasons, and I'm like, bro, I don't see these as strats. I see these as like MacGyver bullshits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. I refuse to accept it as a strat. And then niggas will go JoJo's, and I don't think it's that great of an anime. Niggas get toxic with JoJo's. They think that shit the best.
It's cold. It's up there, but
Wolf.
not for all the same reasons.
Prime
It's up
example.
there.
That shit not up there, bro. It's not even top 10.
What? That's crazy.
Mm.
That's crazy. That's all I can say. It's crazy. But it's hey bro, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I might sit here and say JoJo's is the best thing I've ever seen. No. Is it good? Yes. Top 50? For sure. Top 10? It depends on the person. Cause some niggas got fairy tale in their top 10, bro. It really depends on what you like. But for me, I've always been you don't believe in strats, but I've always been a sucker for strats. So that, at least in terms of like animes that I consider stratty, that's definitely in the top 10 for me. Overall, I don't know. But stratty ones that I've read, like with the Death Notes and the Hunter x Hunters and all that, JoJo's is top 10 for me. But to each his own, my guy.
I feel like you are going to love No Game No Life if you haven't watched it, because like
I'm getting around to it.
it be that type of stress, like No Game No Life, where it's like, bro, how did you pull that out? Cause I'm cold, nigga. That's how. Like that's
That
not a
should be
stress,
dope,
bro.
bro.
It's true though.
Like you're
That's
going to
how it
love
works.
that. That's like saying
Yeah.
Yuki Moto got strats.
See, but like once again, I still feel like you putting it all on a particular season of JoJo's and
I
not all of
watched the
JoJo's.
first two.
I think so. You don't think Joseph had actual strats
Now,
in
don't get
his?
me wrong. I did watch it as a background anime.
So
So there's that. I will, acknowledge that I could have been missing key elements, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes they will have strategies. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the earlier seasons, they would have some strats where it's like, yo, this makes sense. It was predetermined. This is within the character's already established abilities. But there is flooded with a lot of time, and it just gets worse as the seasons go on, where they start doing these like MacGyver, put a paper clip and two strings together. Now it's a railgun type bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, where'd that come from, bro?
hey, bro, it came from the power of the Joestar bloodline.
I feel like when I watched it, bro, I felt like JoJo's was a parody of Hunter x Hunter. But like where Hunter x Hunter establishes where the bullshit come from, they was just like, nah, nigga, it's my quirk.
Hey, bro, that's what the stands did for the series, man. That I would say if you arguing that, then I can agree with you. Like the stands definitely fucked up the where the strats come from this of stuff because, like I said, whenever he has to keep turning it up to 11, the further he gets to the series, and every time they fight someone, so the strats to beat the person who can stop time is only gonna be crazy. Like so I don't disagree with you there, but I just can't believe that Joseph didn't have strats, or even the original Joestar, whatever his name was, Jonathan. Yeah, I think he had decent strats too. I think the season was lame, but him versus Dio, I don't think anything he pulled out there I considered an ass pull.
Mm-hmm.
They just use the environment to their advantage. The thing is, the ass pull comes in the environment sometimes. Like, why is that ice thing right there in that room? That yeah, for sure. Ass pull.
Okay.
Uh,
Anybody else? Toxic fan base?
I honestly don't have a ton of experience, but I'm not gonna lie. It's
Bless
just,
your heart.
it's just annoying to hear it though sometimes. But you mentioned it today, so I think I'm gonna bring it up. Um, the Can he beat Batman with prep time though?
Bro, that's the
That should be
worst.
the funniest one ever. Bro.
I use that to troll, and some people use that as serious. Like,
I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, low key, it's pretty much like the equivalent of Can he beat Goku?
the anime version of that is Itachi with prep time, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my god, it's the worst.
No,
Niggas really believe Itachi will bop any nigga in Naruto.
in my early days of fandom, I can't even lie to you, I was susceptible to that thinking. But as you like grow, you start to see how toxic it is because it's like the in some cases it makes sense. Okay, sure, if he has prep times, there are a few people that it does change the game for. But there's certain things it's like, no, it doesn't matter how much prep time he has. It's stated in the show he's trash or he's not this. Like it's not gonna happen. But I totally agree. That shit is horrible.
I mean, there's just got to be some limitations on it, but I mean, like Batman with prep time is like literal Jesus at points, and it's just like, come on,
Hilarious.
it's
It's
just
so fun. Batman versus God with prep time. Who's winning, bro?
like people really got to
Another
stop and think about it. That's crazy.
another fan base that's just toxic for me. And I wouldn't call it toxic because that implies things. Just something I wish niggas would get away from is the anti-action only anime niggas. Like I'm just like, bro, like action anime might be like 30% of all anime that exists. It's some hard shit out there. Whether you just in it for the strats, whether you in it for the romance, the sports, is anime out there where niggas ain't boxing that's cold as fuck.
That's
See,
true.
and that's kind of related to mine. So it's people that just that anime that has like pretty fights. The fights are animated very well. And people just think that's the greatest thing ever just because
Famous.
it has some flashy fights, colorful looking fights.
To me, that's equivalent to the video game saying of like picking these games as the GOAT because the story was good. Like, that doesn't say anything about the gameplay. Yeah, the story's dope, but that doesn't make it a great game. Like there's way more
and
to it.
so it's kind of like it makes it with anime version of that. The story could be shitty, but
Yeah,
you got a couple nice little fights. And
that's what God of High School did.
and
Mhm.
fucking Demon Slayer.
That's
Like, bro, I feel like with anime, it's like rap. Like a cold beat can make your song hard, but you can't go around goating niggas with nothing but cold beats.
yeah.
Like, yo, the beat was so hard. This is the hardest rapper ever. Like, no, the animation. That's why I tell people about Black Clover. You will have fun watching the fights. It is fun, but it's
And the
definitely
same
like,
thing with music. Like you can be barring niggas to death, but your song can still be trash.
That's a
mhm.
fact. So I got a question for y'all: Jay-Z versus the Migos. Who's
Prep time. Prep,
Hey,
prep time
Jay-Z
or no
with
prep
prep
time.
time.
hey, Jay-Z got prep time. Migos fresh off a tour, bro.
Oh boy,
Fresh off-
bro, like
Jay-Z with prep
when
time.
is he
No prep
fresh off?
time. No, the
Is
Migos
he
got
fresh
him.
off dumping a bitch? Cause the bro
Bro, those,
the club beat's about to go hard after this latest breakup. Believe
hey,
that.
bro.
Saying like, don't forget
No
the ad
more
libs. Them
uplift.
niggas got ad libs, bro, off the
Yeah.
dome.
Mama, like how you turn mama into an ad lib? That shit
That's
fire.
Exactly.
right. Well, who's making the more fire song though?
I gotta go with Migos because this is what I'm
Facts.
gonna say. Yo, Migos, they really make songs that like it's not no lyrical hit, but
Yeah.
it's a club banger. Everybody playing it from your grandma to your little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z is really dependent on the niggas around him building. The last Cole Jay-Z album to me had a couple decent songs, right? But then like his best album is that to me that collab with Kanye. And I gotta put most of that on Kanye as being like a musical genius in
Yeah.
some ways, you know?
Well, sure.
Like, Jay Z not just about to drop no fire. Like he ain't that type of nigga. Like
Yeah.
the Migos could be like, all right, y'all, let's drop a club banger right now today, and that bitch coming out hot. Niggas in the club,
Right.
mama.
God damn, bro. Just wow. I got no comment. I don't even want to get into it.
All right. I mean, with that, anything else on the toxic? Any other toxic ones we might want to just throw out there just to get it out there off our chest?
Bakugo fans are equivalent to NBA YoungBoy fans. Like,
Oh my
you definitely Bakugo fans are the type of niggas that like watch that nigga Bakugo go off and then just go and punch their granny. Like, yeah, you see that shit?
Yeah.
My nigga Bakugo in this bitch. Like, all right, bro.
I get bothered by people who refuse to admit that nostalgia influences their opinions of things. Especially when it comes to like versus arguments or like they're not willing to, and this is more in the shonen community because verses are a big thing in that one, but in the shonen community we're so scared to like because we just did it with Shikamaru, we're so scared to say someone can fully take an L because we know in our mind it disrespects them. I feel like the reason why they are so adamant to Goku not taking L's before all this super stuff that made him goated again, was the fact that they felt like they're disrespecting their childhood by letting any nigga beat him, even if it makes sense. So I don't know, that had always bothered me about the community because I like the fact that we're able to take different series and try to compare characters and even try to make it so even characters that are a little bit to compare can be compared, but those types of fan bases or people or fans that think that way almost always ruin the healthy discussion I feel like comes out of that.
I agree, and I guess kind of to extrapolate on that idea, and it's like, and I think this is kind of an issue with people who are kind of newer to the debating, anime debating, is like you really need to set up your frame of reference. Like people that come in with like zero frame of reference, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, pointing out the frame of reference, like, yo, I'm putting respect on nostalgia. You know, and I'm like basically that same thing, except adding it to other things like, you know, like how we talked about like tuning and stuff like that. Like we were talking about, or again, we were talking about a very specific time period. You know, some people like Western characters, you need to put specific constraints on what it is they doing. Are we talking about all dumbass iterations of Superman? Or are we talking about current iteration of Superman? Are we talking about Dragon Ball GT Goku or Super Goku? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there are niggas that'll just take the whole, just every part of it and just like not be realistic about like, you know, not every part of these fictional worlds can collide. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, and the motherfucker like, oh, you can't hit a nigga because they don't know how to use Nin. Oh, come on, motherfucker.
Right, like you understand what we're trying to debate here, bro.
Goku
like,
can't beat that nigga. He ain't got Nin.
Right. Dumbest shit ever. Yeah. Any other closing comments on the toxic fan bases? I will just say, like, you know, support your fandoms. I get it. Like, I was caping for JoJo's, of course, but I'm not opposed to hearing the counter arguments. Like, I'm open to what Playerify had to say about the shitty strats, and I just think everybody else should do the same with their own fandoms. Like, it's healthy, bro. Like, you have to be willing to let niggas critique your fandom, because that should be bothering me about the Naruto fans too. And the OG, I'll just call them the OG fans. Anybody that's a fan of one of like the big three shonens, no matter what you say to them, it's like you can't admit. That's my last point. The fact that the author can never be wrong or never make a mistake. And One Piece fans love to use this. No matter how much you dislike the way the story's told, or you try to critique how it's told, a One Piece fanboy always has a counter argument to say that you somehow don't understand it. But it could just be bad. They could just be shitty at writing that one specific piece. And I felt like the community loves to do that for their various series. There's those subset of Naruto fans who will not allow you to say that certain pieces of the story were trash or that Sasuke wasn't a great character in Shippuden. They just want to argue that you just didn't understand something, which is not the case. Certain things can be objectively bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, like niggas will refuse to believe Itachi was a shitty spy. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, he was an awesome character. We love it, but it's kind of fucking stupid what he was doing. Like, can we be objective about that as adults now who could probably concoct a better scheme with his set of powers?
Facts.
Like, how the fuck are you the spy and they have no info on this group at all?
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was. No, I ain't gonna get into it, bro.
Hey, bro, his crows wasn't making it to the league.
Right? Motherfuckers must have been intercepting his messages.
Or Jonzo was like, no, we don't trust them niggas, bro. He burnt his shit up.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, oh, I hate it.